Thank you, sir. I request Dr. Ravi Paturi, Director, Aurora's Business School, to address the gathering.
It's nice to see you after almost close to 10 months of your completion of your program. Welcome to Dr. Sadi Gopinath, who is Director of TAPME. Sri Ramnagar, who is an alumnus of IIM Ahmedabad and who is an independent consultant. I think he was struggling to suggest to the person who is reading the profile that he is not connected with basics anymore and is enjoying his independent autonomous life in consultation, working for Dell. But as I know, he is one of the very few individuals who come from institutions such as IIM Ahmedabad, IIM Calcutta, but at the same time is a very strong believer of Swadeshi and a true Indian by spirit and passion and activities. Sri Rajababu Garu, who is our chairman, Dr. K. Ramesh, who is a guide, a philosopher, mentor, boss, and colleague right now. The students of Aurora's Business School who are graduating now, all the faculty colleagues and parents. I'm sure it's a very important occasion in your life, in the entire process of education of 2 years. The process of culminating into receiving the degrees and that too in a very ceremonial function, having a convocation dress is a very important moment of life, and I'm sure everybody would be very happy to be part of this event. And also we are happy that a large number of you are into your own professions, some of you having an enterprises of your own, and some of you are working for various companies. And we are sure that you are going to continue to achieve success and make important strides in your career, and most importantly carry the spirit of being students of Aurora's Business School and be the true ambassadors of this college. And we wish every one of you a very, very best of luck. Thank you.
Let me at the outset congratulate you on your successful achievement and having completed an MBA. Also congratulations to all the parents for the success of your kids. Without you, I'm sure your kids would not have reached where they are today. And it's a very important role that your parents, the institution, the environment around you has. Now as Professor Ravi has pointed out, it's about 10 months you have got out into the real world. You have already started experiencing the difference between a classroom training and the training in the real world, right? Yes, sir. The biggest difference, as I see, is that you have probably moved from a environment which is controlled by one or two variables to variables which probably can't be managed by the best of the statistical packages around. Earlier, what were the variables? You were studying hard, you had good teachers, and I should say very fortunate enough to have studied in a school like Aurora Business School, which is driven by a strong sense of nationalistic and patriotic fervor. It really adds a great element of and great understanding to you, the way you do your business. But yeah, it's probably one or two different variables. Today, the n number of variables. Just to give you an example, about 12 years back, 14 years back, when most of you were kids, there was a scam called a telecom scam. Okay, and my father was part of a very startup, a 4-year-old startup company. And they were progressing well. 2 years, they made 2 crores, the next year they made 4 crores, and in about 6 years or so, they made about 8 crores of turnover. And they were supplying components to a company which used to make these systems. telecom scam broke out, right? And suddenly all the orders stopped. While these people were not involved anyway, they never probably met the minister. The fact is that somebody to whom they have supplied was involved in the scam. And the fact is that the order stopped, right? These guys could have never imagined that something would have happened, and it's just not with there was one customer of theirs who was involved in the scam. Every customer of theirs had their business closed because the orders were not coming through, right? Suddenly their growth trajectory fell by half, or in fact they even degrew. Now these are the sort of variables which probably will affect, this is to a company, but even as an individual, a lot of you must have joined banks, okay, the cash flow, and you must be handling HNIs, okay, and the amount of planning you do suddenly gets hit by something which happens totally out of control. For all you know, what is happening in Egypt today, if each one of you think as to how it is affecting your jobs, there might be a great impact, or there might not be any impact also, but it's very important that you take that into consideration. But the fact is that you have moved into an environment where the number of variables which affect you are very high, and you need to factor in as many variables as possible. But there are people who are very successful, and there are traits which differentiate people who are not so successful. But even before we move and talk about those traits, what you need to define for yourself is what success means for you. What success means for me necessarily need not mean what success means for you. And that is very important, because only when you define what success means for you will you be able to be at peace. Because there are so many things which you all want. We all want to become the youngest CEO. We all want to earn multi-crore packages at the youngest age. We all want to spend most of the time with our family. We all want to spend most of the time with our parents. We all want to do a lot of social service. We all want to do everything. But you need to define what is success for you. You need to define your goals, and whether it is you as an individual, whether it is you as an organization, only when you define, can you define your priorities. When you define success, can you define your priorities, which will help you make those trade-offs which are necessary, and yet remain at peace with yourself. There's a lot of times we feel guilty, because probably the next guy, we spend more time with our family, but the guy sitting next to me decided to sacrifice his family time and ran faster than us, and probably got that grade or promotion or that pay hike faster than us. That is very, very important, and the sooner you decide, the better you will be able to mold your career. The second aspect is, you need that once you define that goal, it will also become the North Star for you. It will keep directing you, and any decision you need to take, this will define, it will make your decision making process very easy. For example, let's say there is a company, there is an organization. Its goal for this year is to make profits, not to increase its turnover. It's increasing its turnover also becomes a secondary aspect. But let's say its primary goal is to make profits. Look how every decision the company takes will become easy when it applies that framework. Let's say you as an individual, your goal is to make your family happy. Any decision you take, whether you want to take a relocation, whether you want to go abroad, whether you want to take the next higher job in a different city, all those decisions become that much more clearer and that much more easier. And it will also ensure that you move faster to your career goals. Second, you need to take into consideration, and you need to be extremely aware of your social, political, economic, technological individual in our own way. Unfortunately, I see a lot of people shunning